Hi, I'm Phyllis Weaver, founder and CEO of Discover Ultimate Health LLC. I'm an author, pharmacist, transformational wellness coach, and consultant. And I have fallen into that category of trying to be a superhero. So superheroes can get sick too. Are you in that category? Do you behave like a superhero, that you are invincible, that you can do anything and everything pretty much for everybody? Well, when you get on that track, watch out because your body might end up talking to you and saying, "Hold up. Hold up. You're doing too much. Hold up. You need to just slow your roll." And so when that happens, that's when sometimes you get sick because you won't take the time to take care of yourself. And so your body says, okay, since you won't stop for yourself, I'm going to stop you for you. And so is at these times that you have to reevaluate some things. That actually happened to me for years and years and years, years upon years. I worked and worked and worked all kinds of crazy shifts. But the last and the worst was working third shift for over 10 years, getting hardly any sleep, and taking care of, the family and all the responsibilities of being a single mother and having um, different little side hustles. I would, try doing different MLMs and things like that on the side, and still was participating in church and all types of other responsibilities. And so eventually my body just said, whoa, this is too much. And all of a sudden, I just started getting sick, really sick. And it seemed almost like overnight, but it was something that had to be brewing for years. And so I ended up having like a whole handful of chronic illnesses, autoimmune illnesses, and inflammatory illnesses, including lupus, fibromyalgia, rheumatoid arthritis, um, Raynaud's, IBS. I mean, it just goes on. And migraine headaches were off the chart. I mean, it was just incredible. And honestly, like I said, it seemed like it just happened overnight, but it was something that had just been brewing inside my body. And I ended up having my organs started shutting down, almost all of my organs. I had 8 specialists, and they really couldn't figure out, a lot of times, they really couldn't figure out what to do because everything was happening so quickly. And so I ended up being on like over 20 medications, and I honestly thought I was going to die. I was told that I might. And when you're given those types of prognosis, it kind of changes your perspective. And so I ended up doing lots and lots and lots of research on the different disease states. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to let these diseases control me or take me out. So I'm doing something about it. So I did all this research, and I came up with some options for myself. And as a result, I developed a program that's called Habit. And eventually, after about 3 years, it wasn't like an overnight thing, but after about 3 years, I was able to get off of most of the medications, and my life wasn't surrounded by drugs and going to the doctor anymore, because honestly, it was so bad that I could hardly get out of the bed. I was in so much pain, and I would have to wheel, kind of roll myself to the side and throw myself off the bed and hit the floor and then kind of crawl to where I needed to go. It was insane. It's really hard to explain it, but it was a period of my life that I'm so thankful that I'm not there anymore. I'm blessed. I'm totally blessed. But as a result of all of the trial and error and the research and coming up with this program, I realized that other people are going through some similar issues too. And I noticed that a lot of women and other and my family members who were in overwhelm, they had started developing type 2 diabetes. And so I decided to translate this information that I was using to the diabetes. And so I ended up writing a book called Reverse Diabetes Now, the Proven 365-Day Technique. And so I'm just hoping that other people will see that being a superhero isn't all that, all the hype. When you are doing so much for other people and not taking care of yourself, then there's a point where you need to first say no. It's time to say no. And when you realize that it's okay to say no, and at that time, when you're saying no to others and you're learning how to delegate, then you're actually saying yes to yourself. You're making yourself a priority. You're saying to yourself and to the universe, I am worthy. I am important too. I'm just as important as everybody else that I'm taking care of. And so that is like the key. You just have to remember that you are special and that you deserve to have this time to yourself. And secondly, once you decide that you are going to say no and prioritize things, you have to put things in order, prioritize things, and then realize that you need to get sleep. A lot of superheroes don't think about sleep. It's like, oh, I'm okay. But inside, your body is saying, no, you're not okay. You think you're okay, but inside, you're not really okay. So you need to get enough sleep that is restorative sleep so that your cells can rejuvenate and then you can recover from all of the things that's happened in the day. And that way you can do all the things and set things in order, and then you have time to, when you rested well, you can do more things. When you rested well, you have more energy, you're more productive. And so that's the key. Make sure you get restorative sleep. And then also make sure that you learn that it's okay to change and modify what you're eating. A lot of times we get stuck on, well, this is what the family wants, and so I'm just going to go ahead and cook for the family, and they don't like this or they don't like that or whatever. But if you notice, just making one or two small changes in the menu can make a big difference in your health. To start doing more nutritious meals that makes a difference in your life. And eventually you'll see it's a lifestyle change. It's not about having a diet. It's a lifestyle change when you choose to add foods to your diet that gives you more energy, that strengthens you, and it just makes you feel good. So those are three things that you can do to really help you when you're going through being a superhero, so that you can prevent from having all of these diseases that can come on you as a result of trying to do everything, because we're one person. We're not all those people. We're one person. And we have to remember we have one body, we have one life, and it's important that you treat your body as a temple and realize that you are queen. So that is what is so important about reevaluating the superhero status, because superheroes can get sick too. Thank you.